What's up, YouTube? Hey, C494 here. It is January 26, 2020, and yesterday I shot the cheytac Tactical Sniper Team Match at Todd Resource Management in Chesterfield, South Carolina. As most of you know, Todd Resource Management is a sponsor of my YouTube channel. They give me a place to evaluate products that, people send me, and products that I want to evaluate for you guys, and, place to do load development and stuff like that. So I shot that match yesterday. But before I talk about that, I want to talk a little bit about my match, because y'all know I had posted a few videos about a match that I was hosting. From the feedback that I got about the match, and there's a couple of people who did YouTube reviews on it, like TJ Ramsey, who is the lead slinging ginger. You should go check out his YouTube page. He's awesome. He did a review, and his biggest negative critique was that there wasn't enough of my match. Because the par times were short, my match was over early, and I mean that was kind of by design. But apparently, I made it too short of a match. So 5 stages with really short par times does go quickly. So we were done by like lunchtime, and that was one of the the big negative critiques is like some people drove 10 hours away just to come shoot my match, only to be done by lunchtime. So a lot of people weren't super happy about that part. But as far as the actual content of the match, a lot of people were really happy about that. I got some really positive feedback. Almost all of it was positive feedback. I got a little bit of negative feedback. One of them was, like just what I just said. Another one was that my par times were unreasonable, but that's just not true. The par times were difficult, but they were doable. Hence, whenever the scores actually came out, somebody had cleaned every single one of my stages. So at least, like all of my stages have been cleaned by one person. So that doesn't mean that my par times were unreasonable. They were just difficult. That was pretty much it. And I'd heard that, my match wasn't good for new shooters, which was another negative critique. See, as the match director, I grasped onto all the negative things that people said about my match, and that was about it. Just so that I could adjust my next match accordingly. They said that this one wasn't good for new shooters because it was so difficult. And I was like, well, I've got like tier 1 operator guys coming and shooting my match, and, super seasoned shooters shooting my match. And then I've got new guys, and, like there's so far different ends of the spectrum. I'm not giving out participation trophies. So, if you come to shoot my match, it's going to be difficult. And I had said that before my match, but whatever. I was going to do a YouTube video about the legwork that people put into my match. But then after I walked around and asked people some of the legwork that they put into my match, I was pretty disappointed. It's not that, people didn't really take it seriously. It's just that I don't think that they knew how to put in legwork for a match like that, because a lot of those guys who came and shot my match had never shot past 200 yards. So I ended up not making that video. But anyway, so that was a little bit about my match. I'm about 3.5 minutes in. I want to talk real quick about my sponsors before I get into the actual footage from the match and everything and my commentary on it. So Todd Resource Management, as you guys know, at Chesterfield, South Carolina, is my YouTube, one of my YouTube sponsors. I already said that. And that is where the match was hosted. This was, in my opinion, the best TRM match that I've ever shot. And I hope that this is a foreshadowing into this season. We have this series that we're shooting right now. And I hope that today's match was a look into what is to come. He actually said that the reason that he did a couple of things at his match was because of how well received my match was. He had a certain goal that he wanted to achieve, and he saw that done in my match. So then he did a couple of those things in his. So that was really cool that that it worked out that way. Control Solutions muzzle brakes, they're like Frank's Red Hot for me. I put that shit on everything. I love Control Solutions muzzle brakes, and I ran one yesterday. And also, if you look behind me, this is the gun I ran yesterday. I know, Mr. Gas Gun guy here slung a bolt yesterday. I got so sick of hearing people say I didn't know how to sling a bolt or whatever that I was just like, fine, I'll do it. And what really sucks is yesterday's match would have been perfect for a gas gun. It would have been like the most gas gun related match that they've ever had out there besides mine. But anyway, I ran the primary arms Athena BPR reticle 3-18 that they sent me to evaluate. I did an evaluation on my channel of it, and I liked it a whole lot, so I decided to run it in the match, and it ran awesome. Targets were super clear. One thing about budget scopes, which I mean this one really isn't like a budget scope, is a lot of times if you try to look at a target that's in shading, it makes it really difficult to see because of the way that light gets transferred through the lenses and stuff like that, which makes colors kind of distort. But with this, I was like looking at targets in the shade, like deep into shade, and I could see the targets like they were like popping out. So awesome on them. The glass is awesome. I want to throw a big, giant, huge, enormous shout out to Aerodynamics. Aerodynamics is mine and Adolphus Jones' primary sponsor for precision rifle matches and stuff like that. They support us, in our habit, our bad habit. They want us to go and represent them at matches, and that means a whole lot to me, because that means that they saw something in me that they were like, we want that guy to represent our company, and that means a whole lot to me. So, and not only that, like they make pretty wicked awesome guns. I don't know if you guys have seen the video of my Aerodynamics 6mm comp match video, but the 3-shot group that's like quarter MOA or something like that, that was the 3rd, 4th, and 5th shot out of that gun. So anyway, Aerodynamics is awesome. I just picked up a new sponsor, Title II Manufacturing. So Chris from Title II Manufacturing came all the way down from Florida to come watch this match. And whenever he got there, he was like super stoked to see me, and he was like just handing me stuff as soon as he saw me. He was like, "Hey man, I brought you this, I brought you this, I brought you this." He brought me like one of the quarterback sleeve type things, but for dope, like you write your dope down on it or whatever. He brought me one of these. I've been using like a little El Cheapo one, a little just like a regular quarterback sleeve that you can get from like Walmart or Gander Mountain or Academy Sports or whatever. But he brought me like a legit, like official dope card data sheet thing, and that was awesome of them. But not only that, he also brought me a whole ass backpack, like for real, because he wants me to use that in matches. He wants me to be comfortable, be able to haul my equipment, my guns, my gear, and stuff like that. And a lot of you guys know with matches like Mammoth and the Bushnell Elite Sniper Challenge and stuff like that, you have to haul all of your equipment from stage to stage to stage. So I really did need a new, a pack that was like more suited towards that, because I've been using, just some stuff that the Army issued me. So, and that's not designed for that really. So it's not good for that. And this is perfect for that. So that, and then also they made me a Game Changer type greaser bag sort of thing, and this thing is just perf. I used it yesterday in every stage, and it's softer than like the Armageddon Gear Game Changer, which I do love. I do love the Armageddon Gear Game Changer, but like it's softer, so like it kind of made it. I'm not gonna say it made it easier to fold into the ways that I needed it, because like I could move it in different ways and I could lay it over stuff different ways than I can a Game Changer. But I'm still running this thing in some matches, and I'm gonna give you guys a full evaluation of it later. But as of right now, I love this bag. I used it all day yesterday, and it was awesome. Yeet. So Title II Manufacturing is also paired up with a ammunition manufacturer, and I'm not going to say what that ammunition manufacturer's name is yet, because I might be picking them up soon, but since they're, kind of working together, I got pistol ammo supplied to me for the match. Unfortunately, I'd already shot the 2 pistol stages already, but, it'd be like that sometimes. So I got ammo and bags and all kinds of stuff from one of my sponsors, Title II Manufacturing, and they make dope-ass knives. They make really good knives, but that's not all they do. They're kind of getting pigeonholed as a knife company, but they do a lot more than that. They do all sorts of gun work and stuff like that. They're out of Florida, so like if you live in Florida, that's your jam right there. Not one of my sponsors yet, but he's going to sponsor me eventually. I already know it. Is Bullet Consulting Group. They made me this cup, so next time you see me on the Sling and Lead Live podcast, I'll probably be drinking rum out of this. This is my Boogaloo cup that he made me. And it's got like my YouTube channel on it. It's got, John Denver lyrics and, stuff like that. It says Boogaloo on it. Just so you guys know, I showed up to the match yesterday dressed like I was ready for the Boogaloo. I had on my Hawaiian shirt and I had on like a battle belt, which I got to test for the first time in competition yesterday, and it worked awesome. Highly recommend it. I also got to run my Ultima Maritime shoes in the match all day yesterday, and there was like a lot of wet ground and stuff like that. They performed outstanding. But also, Bullet Consulting Group made me this, and this is awesome. This is a Glock 19 slide. I wanted to have their logo on it and such, but they made me this because I wanted one milled out for an RMR. Yeah. Since I was Deadpool at Snipers Unknown, they made me that and a matching F-bomb. Well, that's right for me, wrong for you. They made me a matching F-bomb to go with it, so that's awesome. Anyway, all right, so let's go into the match stuff. All right, I'm going to give you guys commentary on every stage, and I'm going to talk about, what was good, what was bad, stuff like that, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Ready? Go.
All right, so me and my partner, Adolphus Jones, we've shot a bunch of matches together. We're good friends. We don't just talk shoot, pew things to each other. We're buddies and stuff like that. The way we met was actually in pistol competition. So anytime we see a stage that's like all pistol or something, we just kind of look at each other and we're like, so we always get really excited whenever we see pistol stages and stuff. Now that has hurt us before. We have been overconfident on stages. Like at Snipers Unknown, we were a little bit overconfident in the pistol stage there. But it happens. So we saw a couple of pistol stages coming up and we were both just super excited. We shot the first pistol stage where there was targets between, I think, it was either 10 or 15 yards out to 100 yards. And I was clearing the left side out to the 100-yard target, and he was clearing out the right side. And yeah, so we cleaned that stage. So there's not much more else to say about that.
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Bottom. Bottom. Again, another pistol stage. We had a spinner, and we both decided that we were gonna shoot the bottom first. Shot the bottom, it spun. Whatever we shot, however many shots at it to get it to flip, and we cleaned that stage. Like that was the whole stage, was you had to flip a spinner with your partner, and a lot of people struggle with stuff like that. I guess they just don't think about the way that gravity works and stuff like that, and whatever. But yeah, we cleaned that stage. There's not much else to say about that.
You ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Come on.
Target.
I got a red one.
Kill it.
See how his spine is lined up? What the hell?
I see it.
You kidding me?
I got it.
I'm skipping off the ground, Cameron.
All right.
Keep going.
White. That was water. Yeah, we are hitting the ground.
Yeah.
All right, white.
Much better. Own it.
Yeah, go ahead. It's blue, right?
Blue. Time.
Shit.
All right. This is the first stage that gave us problems. One of only two stages that really gave us problems. But this stage, we had to shoot under the bench. That was the standard, was you have to shoot under the bench at targets that were only like 200 yards away. They weren't far at all. Should be easy shots, right? But since we had to shoot under the bench, and I'm running a really tall bipod because I had this gun set up for hunting this year, I was like, okay, there's no way I can use my bipod. I'm going to use my new bag. I put my bag down, but I had it, slumped really low because the lower to the ground you are, the more stable you are. And then I rest my rifle on it. Me and him are trying to, hammer these targets that are super easy. They're big targets. They're only 200 yards away. They were almost gimme targets. And we're missing and missing and missing. And me and him were like, what is going on? And he said, oh, we're hitting the dirt. And then I tried to adjust for that, and I think I got a hit after that, and then ran the bolt, and then I was hitting the dirt too. And I was like, oh, we are hitting the dirt. So then we did a little bit better, but by that point we had gotten too far into it to be able to clean the stage running bolt guns. If I was running a gas gun, we'd have been okay. But we had gotten a little bit too far into it by that point for us to be slinging bolts and be able to clean the stage. So yeah, that hurt us. We got 6 out of 10 points on that stage. But yeah, we that hurt us. I wish I would have brought my gas gun for that one. Like I said, this was more suited for a gas gun, and didn't have it this time.
Bye.
Where are you?
Stop. That's it. That's it. We're done. Okay. All right.
I heard a lot of comments after this stage about me and my partner and the way that we talk to each other and stuff like that. And it was funny the way that people were responding to the way that we communicated on this stage, because people thought that I was just being a huge douchebag to my partner. And that's not the case at all. And AJ knows that. Me and him have shot together for a long time. We both understand that whenever you have a partner that you have to shoot with, it is a relationship, and you have to have a shorthand of communication that you both understand. I know his personality, he knows mine, so to such an extent that we know how to talk to each other to where we understand what's going on better. In this instance, I shot the first 2 targets on a Know Your Limits stage, and we had agreed that was going to be, my place was I shoot the first 2, and then he shoots the second 2, the next 3, sorry. And so he shot the 3rd target, the 4th target, but whenever he shot the 4th target, because I was spotting for him, I saw he edged the 4th target, he barely hit it. And the next target is smaller. That's how Know Your Limit stages works. So I just straight up stopped it right there. And whenever I stopped it, I looked over at him, and I realized he still wanted to shoot that target. So I had to say, hey, no, we're not shooting that target. It wasn't a team decision at that point. It was my decision. I decided we are not going to stretch the Know Your Limit stage. He absolutely could have shot that target. There's no doubt in my mind. I've seen him do it. I've seen him make much harder shots than that in much worse conditions than that. But it was a Know Your Limit stage, and I decided not to push it. And, I cost us 5 points for doing that. but it's better that, you know, I cost us 5 points there than the possibility of him, you know, just barely missing the target, the last target, the smallest one, or the hardest to shoot one, and him just barely missing it, and then that costing us all the points for that stage, because we still got 10 points for that stage, but we didn't get 15 points. So, you know, I'll take the loss of points for that one. Like, that was my bad. But yeah, so that was it was just a communication thing that a lot of people were talking about the way that I talked to my partner on that stage and whatever. And it was just, you don't understand mine and his relationship. You can't say please and thank you all the time to your partner, because you're under time, you're under, you know, you have to get your point across quickly, and you have to be able to communicate quickly so that your partner knows, you know, how to adjust fire in order to achieve y'all's goal.
Shooters understand the course of fire.
Yep.
Shooters ready?
Yep.
Send it.
So we had another pistol stage come up. We were super stoked about that. In this one, we decided that I was going to be shooting through the tube. So I dropped down to a knee, drew my pistol, shot a 25% IPSC, and then there was a farther target. It was like 40 yards away or something like that. And he had to negotiate, I believe, 3 targets on the right side. And we had made that decision that, you know, by the time we got to the back or whatever, we should be caught up to each other. And we were. It worked out perfect. And then, you know, we both stood up to go do the rifle portion. I actually holstered my pistol, not realizing that there was a dump bucket on the ground. And then I saw the dump bucket, so then I unholstered my pistol and dropped it in the dump bucket. We picked up our rifles. We move out to the tire. We get to the tire, start engaging those targets off of the tire, and we clean the stage. So, you know, cool. We're done.
Shooters understand the course of fire.
Yep.
Shooters ready.
Yep. All right, all you, AJ.
All right, so on this stage, we decided that I was going to engage the close targets and start engaging targets until he got steady on the boat platform. The boat platform was like a suspended platform on chains that's made to be unstable. So whenever you jump down on it, it's going to move a whole lot. So I told him, I was like, you know, jump down on it quick, and then, you know, after you get down on it, then once everything settles down, by the time it settles down, I should have shot 1 or 2 targets, and then you can start helping me engage. And then, you know, it was near to far anyway. So we did that. He hopped down on it or whatever. I started engaging targets, and then once he got settled or whatever, then we finished out that stage and we shot it clean, just like most of the stages that we shot yesterday.
All right. You guys all set?
Yep.
All right. Shooters understand the course of fire. Yep. Shooters indicate ready. Stand by. Go.
Whew, we barely made the time on this one. So on this stage, me and my partner decided that he was going to jump into the back of the Jeep, and I was going to be shooting off of the hood of the Jeep, and we had to engage targets between 350 and 420 yards. Not crazy distance or anything like that. We're engaging, the targets in order, near to far. There was a shield, 2 tanks, a 12-inch circle, and then a sniper target that you had to shoot through the van. So we're engaging these targets. I actually lost count of our hits on target, and I engaged one of those targets before the target in front of it because I thought we had already eliminated that one. So then we had to go back and shoot the other target again, and then start engaging the other targets. He ripped off his last shot just before we ran out of time and got the impact. So we ended up cleaning this stage as well, thanks to him. That was not me. That was definitely, he saved us on that one. That was another one of those stages that I was like, man, if I had a gas gun, because that was another one of those stages that was just like, speed is king on this. So
Bye. Go. Engage.
As competitive barrel as I could have.
Youth program yet? I need like model something after it.
Was that over?
No.
Course of fire. Let her complete the course of fire for the rest of the experience. I don't modify it, but once it's in the same stages that everybody else is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that helps. They have a modified course of fire or anything, but she's more than. Shoot the same shit that everybody else shoots.
Yep.
Like you said, when the bar time's out, it's one shot. And
Time.
okay, instead of like say she had to go.
All right, clear your.
this stage was the only stage of the day that I was not in a good mood after the stage. Like after we shot it, I was just like, I need to go sit in my truck for a little while. So this was the last stage of the day for me and him. Target was 350 yards away, and it was a spinner. So we had to spin a spinner at 350 yards. He had to climb up in a tower. I was shooting off of the front of the Jeep. You could get a maximum of 10 points on the stage if you loop it, but you could get 5 points if you get 5 hits on it in your time frame. So we got way more than 5 hits on that target. unfortunately, we weren't timing our shots right to actually loop the spinner. So we ended up only getting 5 points on that stage. So the points that we were down for the entire match were, we lost 5 points there. We lost 5 points on the Know Your Distance stage, and there was 4 points on the shooting under the table stage. So I guess we were, that's weird. All right, so sorry about that. After I said that out loud, I realized that there was something wrong with the scores. So I looked at the scores and I looked at the placement, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. So actually, we should have placed a few slots higher than we did overall on the match, because I have on video where we did better than the scorecard says. So yeah, that's a thing. I contacted Richard about it, but he's probably going to fix it or whatever. Or not. I mean, it might be too late to fix it, and if not, it's whatever. It would have been 1 more point, but 1 more point in a match like this makes a big difference. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the footage. I think that's all I got. If you have any questions for anything, it's way easier to contact me on Facebook. So look me up on Facebook. My name is Cameron Hayes. I'm a regular dude. Just shoot me a message. If you shoot me a friend request and I have no idea who you are and we have no mutual friends, I assume you're ISIS. So I'm probably not going to accept your friend request. Anyway, hope you guys have a good day. Hey C494 out.